So I'm Nick, part of XO Investing. I'm the marketing manager. Our COO apologizes for not being able to come, but this has the benefit of, if you ask a really tough question, I don't have to answer it because I'm part of the marketing team. We're a fully AI wealth management platform. And like we say here, we say we are the tech in wealth tech, and I can see that most of you would be the wealth. So we see disruption everywhere taking place through technology. We categorize it into three things: disintermediation, automation, and personalization. Think of disintermediation, travel agents are gone. Yep. Automation, think of Google Photos categorizing things by time, location, facial recognition to put it into categories by person. Expensify means we never have to fill out a paper form and hand it to finance anymore. If you're still doing that, you should stop. And personalization, Spotify, Netflix, Siri, talking to Alexa, knows exactly what we need. It's starting to think ahead. We're starting to see AI come into a lot of things. But it's happening really slowly in wealth management. We're getting disintermediation. I think of brokerage accounts and robos. Brokerage accounts, maybe think about Robinhood, and that's how they've scaled up in the US. We have free trade that's just launched here. Robos, think Nutmeg, Scalable, Wealthify, Wealthsimple. But we're not getting automation. You're still getting a lot of human-based processes, and they're not happening every day. And personalization, it's only accessible at a really high price point. So you're still going mainly to private banking. So that's both a high barrier to entry and then a high cost that's happening. So meet XO. On the disintermediation side, we have a proprietary build mobile-first platform. On the automation, we have fully automated machine learning-based portfolio management. That's a short way of saying we use data scientists and algorithms instead of fund managers. And on personalization, we can create unlimited unique portfolios for every person. So there's no model portfolios. We're not putting anyone into set buckets here. We have two sides to the business. Mainly what I've been talking about there is the B2C side of the business. At the moment, we have unique managed portfolios we're launching it at the moment with £5,000 as a minimum. But next year, and I'll come onto this in a second with our roadmap, we're actually going to launch this into a freemium model so that at the lower end, we can help people start to get invested. And then once they hit that £5,000 barrier, they'll unlock more features, and then they'll only start to get charged a fee there. And I know you're thinking, how do you scale that type of business when you're going to make tiny fees and it'll take you decades? So we are a tech company. So we have a B2B and a B2B2C side of the business. And that is working with retail banks, private banks, insurance providers who want to launch wealth arms, family offices, financial advisors who use our technology in different aspects. And actually, I would have gone into this a lot more if I thought it had more time than 3 minutes. But it's all a modular build. I just don't have the slides, so it's not going to be as good. It's a very modular build. So to explain that in further, we're working with a Swiss insurance provider at the moment that wants to launch a wealth arm. They're doing a full white label. The only thing they're building is a public site for themselves. Everything else is XO white labeled. But we're also in conversations with retail banks and private banks, and that means they can plug in their own asset universe. They, of course, have their own custodians and brokerage and regulatory umbrellas, so they can plug those in instead of using ours. But they might just use our back end for all of for sort of the onboarding, and maybe they use us where they're plugging in their own asset universe, but they use us for the portfolio management after that. On the B2C roadmap, so we launched back in May. Next up, we have Android app finally. About to launch the referral program, which is going to be really good, and hopefully I get to talk about that soon. ISA transfers, which will be a big step. We're getting a lot of requests for those. And then smart savings is that freemium model that we want to launch next year. And we don't have the product specifics around that, but the main thing is we want to help people go from saving to invested, and then they can start to become sophisticated investors, rather than at the moment where we're just targeting sophisticated investors. Off that, we then want to launch a financial planning tool so we can help people look more holistically at all of their wealth, which then leads us into SIP. And then we want to be able to add more to the platform. So currently, we're actually only using ETFs on the B2C side. We want to be able to put in individual stocks and then explore further from there. So we're 30 staff across London and Madrid. Most of the team is actually over in Madrid. We raised a pretty hefty seed round last year of 40 million. B2C round launched in May, and we have many of the B2B2C projects underway. Thank you.